The Heartland Season 19 Episode 3 trailer has finally dropped. And let me just say this, I did not see that coming. The amount of chaos, heartbreak, and pure tension packed into those few seconds is unreal. It feels like the calm before the storm is officially over, and every single character is about to face the consequences of their choices. Amy especially seems to be standing right at the center of it all, making one of the biggest mistakes of her life. The trailer gives us just enough to panic, wonder, and overthink every frame. What really caught me off guard is how emotional everything looks. Not the kind of sweet Heartland emotion we're used to, but the kind that cuts deep and leaves lasting scars. You can almost feel that something big is about to explode at Heartland Ranch, and this time, it won't be easy for anyone to fix it. In the trailer, Amy looks like she's caught between two worlds, one where she's trying to move on with Nathan, and another where she's desperately trying to hold on to her bond with Lindy. But from what we see, both sides are slipping away fast. There's this one shot of her looking completely lost, and I swear, that single expression says everything. You can tell she's realizing that no matter how much she tries to do the right thing, her decisions are starting to backfire. Remember how in the last episode she tried to protect Lindy by keeping her relationship with Nathan a secret? Well, that secret seems to be turning into the exact thing that's tearing them apart. The trailer teases a massive emotional fallout, not just between Amy and Lindy, but also between Amy and almost everyone around her. Even Nathan seems torn, like he doesn't know if being with Amy is worth all the damage it's causing. And honestly, I can't blame him. What's really interesting is how the trailer sets up this feeling that everyone at Heartland is walking on eggshells. You can see the tension in every glance, every short line of dialogue. Even Lou looks like she's about to lose her patience, and that's saying something. The trailer hints that Lou will once again get dragged into the middle of someone else's drama. And if we know anything about Lou, it's that she won't stay silent for long. There's also a brief glimpse of Caleb looking upset, which probably means he's going to confront either Amy or Nathan. Now, if you've seen the previous episode, you know Caleb doesn't hold back when it comes to protecting Amy. And this time, his words might hit harder than ever. Honestly, the look on Nathan's face when Caleb talks to him, that single frame, says it all. You can tell this conversation will not end well. But let's not ignore the biggest clue that has everyone talking. That quick, blink-and-you-miss-it moment where Lindy walks away from Amy with tears in her eyes. That, right there, is the heart of this entire storyline. It's the emotional core of Episode 3. You can tell Lindy feels betrayed, not because her mom found someone new, but because of how it all happened. That moment when a child realizes their parent isn't perfect, that's the real heartbreak. And the trailer captures it beautifully, in a way that's both painful and powerful. It's clear that Lindy's trust in Amy has been shaken, maybe even broken, and honestly, that's something no mother ever wants to see. At the same time, there's this growing sense that Amy herself is falling apart inside. You can tell she's starting to question her own decisions, especially after the events of the last episode. Maybe she thought she could balance love and motherhood without hurting anyone, but the trailer proves that life isn't that simple. It almost feels like the writers are setting up a turning point, a moment that forces Amy to confront her own flaws. Because, let's be honest, Amy has always been strong, caring, and brave, but she's also human, and this season seems determined to remind her, and us, that even the strongest hearts can make mistakes. Meanwhile, Nathan's storyline looks like it's heading into dangerous territory too. Remember how we saw glimpses of his sister's shady business deals in the last episode? Well, the trailer hints that things are about to spiral even further. There's a quick shot of Nathan looking absolutely furious, and it's clear that his family's problems are far from over. Between his complicated love life and his sister's betrayal, it feels like Nathan is carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. And to make matters worse, the trailer suggests that people around Heartland are starting to question his honesty. That's a big deal because Nathan's reputation has always been his strength. But once that's gone, what's left? And here's something I can't stop thinking about. Could Nathan's personal drama start affecting Amy and Lindy directly? Because if that happens, it could be the final straw for Lindy. She's already struggling with trust, and the last thing she needs is more chaos in her life. The trailer keeps cutting between scenes of Lindy looking lost and Nathan trying to explain himself, which makes me wonder if Episode 3 will be the point where Amy is forced to choose between protecting her daughter and saving her. One more thing that stood out to me, that shot of Lou standing next to Nathan with that serious look on her face. You can tell she's about to confront him about something big. Maybe it's about his sister's scams, or maybe it's about the way Amy's relationship is affecting Lindy. Either way, that conversation is going to be intense. I have a feeling Lou is going to say the things Amy refuses to admit, and that might be exactly what Amy needs to hear, even if it hurts. Lou has always been the one who pushes people to face reality, and this time won't be any different. So yeah, this trailer is not just shocking. It's emotional, messy, and incredibly real. It's the kind of storytelling that reminds us why Heartland has lasted this long. It's not just about horses or romance. It's about family, trust, and the painful process of growing up. And after watching this trailer, I'm convinced that episode 3 is going to be one of the most intense episodes we've had in years. But what do you think? Is Amy making a huge mistake by holding on to Nathan despite everything? Or is she just trying to find happiness again after everything she's lost? Let me know your thoughts, because I have a feeling this episode is going to divide fans like never before. The more I think about this trailer, the more I realize how much pain is hiding behind every single frame. It's not just about Amy's love life or Nathan's problems anymore. It's about the consequences of every unspoken word, every secret, and every decision that seems small at first, but is now snowballing into something none of them can control. That's the beauty of Heartland. It shows that even the smallest choices can change everything. And this time, Amy's choices are not only shaping her own future, but also the emotional world of her daughter. The trailer practically screams heartbreak, and I can already tell this episode will test Amy more than ever before. You can feel her guilt growing, even without hearing her say a word. It's in her face, her silence, her hesitation. She wants to fix everything, but she doesn't know where to start, and that's exactly what makes it so painful to watch.
What really breaks my heart is how much Lindy seems to be suffering quietly through all this. In the trailer, there's this brief moment where she's watching Amy from afar, and you can tell she doesn't feel safe anymore. Not in the physical sense, but emotionally. That kind of disappointment cuts deeper than anything else. Lindy is at that age where she's old enough to understand what's happening but still too young to deal with it properly. She's confused, scared, and angry all at once. And honestly, I can't blame her for feeling that way. Her mother's actions might seem normal to adults, but for a child, seeing your mom kiss someone new or lie about it is earth-shattering. It changes how you see trust, how you see love, and how you see your family. And knowing Heartland, they're not going to brush this off quickly. This is going to linger. The trailer also gives us a quick look at Nathan trying to make things right, but it's clear that it's not going to be easy. He looks genuinely heartbroken, like he's realizing that maybe he's caused more harm than good just by being there. And yet, he's not the villain here. He's just caught in the middle, trying to love someone whose life is already complicated beyond words. You can tell he wants to help, to protect Amy and maybe even Lindy, but every step he takes seems to push them further apart. The saddest part is that Nathan doesn't deserve this kind of chaos. He's trying, he's honest, and he genuinely cares. But life at Heartland has a way of testing even the purest intentions. And right now, Nathan is being tested more than ever. Another thing that stands out is how the trailer builds tension between Lou and Amy. You can sense that a confrontation is coming. Lou has always been the one to call Amy out when things get messy, and this time I feel like she won't hold back. Maybe she's tired of watching Amy repeat the same mistakes, or maybe she's just trying to protect Lindy. Either way, Lou's patience seems to be running out. There's this one split-second clip where Amy looks hurt, while Lou's voice can be heard in the background saying something like, "You can't keep pretending everything is fine." That line hit me hard, because it's true. Amy has been putting on a brave face for so long, pretending she has control when, in reality, she's falling apart. And maybe, just maybe, Lou's words will finally force her to confront what she's been avoiding. Meanwhile, in the background of all this drama, Nathan's sister is once again up to something shady. The trailer gives us a hint, a phone call, a suspicious exchange of papers, and Nathan's shocked reaction. That's enough to tell us that she's back at it again, and this time the stakes are even higher. I have a feeling her actions will cause major problems not just for Nathan, but also for Heartland itself. Because if her schemes affect the ranch or the business, Lou won't hesitate to take action. And we all know what happens when Lou decides to fight back. Things get messy fast. This could easily turn into one of those intense showdowns that remind everyone that Heartland isn't just about family drama, but also about loyalty and survival. And let's talk about Caleb for a moment. The trailer shows him looking frustrated, almost like he's had enough of all the lies and secrets. There's definitely tension between him and Nathan, and from what I can tell, it's going to blow up soon. Caleb has always been protective of Amy, sometimes to a fault, and seeing her get hurt again clearly sets him off. Maybe he sees something in Nathan that Amy doesn't, or maybe he just doesn't trust him at all. Either way, the trailer suggests that Caleb might finally speak his mind, and it won't be pretty. I can already imagine that scene, not in visuals, but in energy. The kind of awkward silence that comes after someone says the truth everyone else was too scared to admit. And that's what makes this storyline so good. It's not about villains or heroes, it's about flawed people trying to do what they think is right. What really gives me chills is how all these storylines are starting to overlap. Amy's mistake, Nathan's family issues, Lou's investigation, Lindy's heartbreak, they're all connected. And the trailer makes it clear that episode 3 is going to bring them all crashing together. There's a line where someone says, "You can't fix everything, Amy." And that sums up the entire theme, because Amy has always been the fixer, the one who heals others, the one who finds balance. But this time, she's the one who's broken. And that's something we haven't seen in a long time. Watching Amy struggle like this is painful, but it's also powerful storytelling. It reminds us that growth doesn't come from peace. It comes from chaos, from facing the parts of yourself that you'd rather ignore.
I also think this episode might be the one where Amy finally realizes that love isn't enough to hold everything together. You can love someone deeply and still not be right for them, especially when your family is on the line. And if the trailer is any indication, she's about to learn that lesson the hard way. The look on her face when she sees Lindy walking away says it all. That moment of realization that she might have lost her daughter's trust is more painful than anything else. And no matter what happens next, that wound will stay open for a while. The best part about this trailer, though, is how unpredictable it feels. You can't tell who's going to break, who's going to stay, and who's going to walk away. It's one of those setups that makes you nervous because you know something big is coming, but you can't quite figure out what. And that's exactly what a great Heartland trailer should do. It should make you feel, guess, and worry all at once. Episode 3 looks like it's going to test every relationship, shake up every dynamic, and maybe even change the entire tone of the season. If the trailer is this intense, I can only imagine what the actual episode will bring. The more we look into this trailer, the more it becomes clear that Heartland is no longer playing it safe. It feels like the writers have decided to tear open every hidden emotion that's been quietly building since the start of the season. Episode 3 isn't just another family drama, it's shaping up to be the emotional turning point of the entire season. Every scene in the trailer carries this heavy tension, as if something big is about to happen that none of them can undo. And honestly, that's what makes this trailer so powerful. It doesn't just show us what's coming. It makes us feel the storm before it hits. Amy's world seems to be collapsing from all sides. We've seen her face loss before, but this time it feels different. This time, she's the one making the choices that cause the pain, and she knows it. That's what makes her story so heartbreaking right now. The trailer shows her standing alone, and that one shot says everything. She's surrounded by people who love her, but she still looks completely isolated. It's like she's carrying this invisible guilt that keeps getting heavier. I think Amy is finally realizing that her actions have consequences that reach far beyond herself. She's trying to move on, but the more she tries, the more damage she leaves behind. That's what makes this storyline so emotional. It's not about bad intentions, it's about how even good people can hurt others when they're trying to heal. Now, if there's one thing the trailer makes absolutely clear, it's that Lindy's pain is going to take center stage. You can sense it from the tone, the pacing, the way her moments are shown. This isn't a small misunderstanding that will be fixed with a quick talk. No, this is something much deeper.
Lindy's trust in her mother has been broken, and rebuilding that is going to take time. There's one moment in the trailer where Lindy refuses to even look at Amy, and you can see Amy's face drop. That tiny moment holds more emotion than a full conversation ever could. It's the kind of quiet pain that hits you right in the heart. And I think that's exactly what the writers want us to feel. They want us to understand that even in a loving family like Heartland, mistakes can leave lasting marks. But at the same time, there's another layer to this story. Nathan's presence in Amy's life isn't just about romance. It's about what he represents. He's this symbol of change, of moving forward, of daring to love again after loss. But the trailer shows how hard that really is. You can tell that Nathan's feelings are genuine, yet everything around him keeps falling apart. It's like he walked into Heartland with good intentions, but ended up caught in a storm he didn't see coming. And the way the trailer frames him, alone, frustrated, conflicted, it's clear that Nathan's storyline is about to get a lot darker before it gets better. Between his sister's shady business, his crumbling reputation, and his growing distance from Amy, he's walking a very thin line. And honestly, I'm starting to wonder if Nathan will even make it to the end of this season without losing everything he's worked for. Lou, on the other hand, seems to be stepping into a much stronger role in episode 3. The trailer gives her this commanding presence, almost like she's the only one who can see the full picture. And if you know Lou, you know she doesn't hold back when she's right. There's definitely going to be tension between her and Amy, but part of me thinks Lou isn't just angry, she's worried. She's seen Amy go through so much, and maybe this time she's afraid Amy is heading down a path she won't come back from. The trailer even gives us a brief moment of Lou talking to someone off screen, saying something like, "She's not thinking clearly." And honestly, that line hits deep. Because Lou might be right. Amy's judgment is clouded by emotion right now, and that's when people make their biggest mistakes. Then there's that quick shot, barely a second long, where Nathan and Lou appear to be in some kind of heated argument. That alone opens up so many possibilities. Maybe Lou blames him for everything that's happening to Amy. Maybe she finds out something new about his sister's business. Or maybe, and this would be a twist, Nathan confides in Lou about something personal, something that puts her in an impossible position. Whatever it is, that confrontation looks intense, and it's going to change how everyone views Nathan moving forward. Because if Lou decides she can't trust him, then it's only a matter of time before Amy starts to question him too. Caleb's involvement also seems to be growing in this episode. In the trailer, you can see the anger in his expression. He's frustrated, maybe even disappointed, and it's not hard to guess why. Caleb has always seen Amy as family, and he's not the kind of person who keeps quiet when he thinks someone's hurting her. So when he finally confronts Nathan, it's not just about jealousy, it's about loyalty. Caleb knows what it means to lose trust, and he doesn't want to see Amy go through that again. The tension between Caleb and Nathan is going to explode sooner or later, and the trailer makes it clear that episode 3 is where it all begins. Another interesting detail in the trailer is the focus on the ranch itself. You might have noticed how many wide shots there are of Heartland, the barns, the empty fields. It feels symbolic, almost like the land itself is reflecting the emotional state of everyone living there. Everything looks still, quiet, but heavy, like there's something unspoken hanging in the air. That's one thing I love about Heartland. It's not just about what people say, it's about what they don't. And in this trailer, the silence speaks louder than any dialogue. You can sense that something big is about to change, not just for Amy and Lindy, but for Heartland as a whole. And then there's that one final image that has everyone talking, a brief shot of Amy standing in front of a horse, her eyes filled with tears, while Lindy watches from a distance. That image sums up everything we've been talking about. It's love, guilt, loss, and regret all mixed together. It's a moment that says, this is what happens when you try to heal others while ignoring your own pain. Amy has always been the heart of Heartland, but right now, that heart is breaking. And the question is, can she mend it before it's too late? If there's one thing certain, it's that episode 3 is going to leave fans speechless. The trailer doesn't just tease drama, It promises transformation. By the end of this episode, relationships will shift, trust will be tested, and Amy's world might never be the same again. And honestly, that's what makes it so exciting. Heartland has always been about resilience, about finding light in the darkest moments. But this time, the light might come at a heavy price. The deeper you look into this trailer, the more it feels like every single character is standing at a crossroads. No one is safe from the emotional fallout that's coming in episode 3. The trailer doesn't show everything, but what it does reveal is enough to make every fan uneasy. It's one of those moments where you know something life-changing is about to happen, and all you can do is wait and hope your favorite characters make it out without losing everything. But let's be honest, this is Heartland. Nothing ever goes that smoothly. Amy's biggest mistake, the one everyone's talking about, isn't just about the kiss or the secrecy. It's about what that moment symbolizes. For years, Amy has been the moral compass of Heartland. She's the one who always knew right from wrong, who always put her family first. But this time, her emotions got the best of her. The trailer shows her breaking her own rules, following her heart even when her mind is screaming not to. And while that might sound romantic, in reality, it's dangerous. Because the moment Amy stopped thinking and started reacting, she lost control of everything she was trying to protect. You can see it in her body language, how she avoids eye contact, how she hesitates before speaking, how her confidence seems to crumble. It's the look of someone who knows they messed up but doesn't know how to fix it. The heartbreak in Lindy's eyes tells the rest of the story. That child's pain is what truly breaks the audience. The trailer doesn't need to show long scenes. It gives us seconds, just enough to understand that Lindy's world is falling apart. She's lost her sense of security, her faith in her mother's words. For a child, that kind of betrayal is world-shattering. And what hurts most is knowing that Amy never wanted to hurt her. She thought she was protecting Lindy by hiding the truth, but all she really did was make the lie bigger. Now, she has to live with the consequences, and we can only imagine how she'll explain herself when Lindy finally asks, "Why didn't you tell me?" That's going to be one of the hardest moments of the season, and honestly, I'm not sure if Amy is ready for it. Nathan's situation isn't any easier. He's standing in the middle of a storm he never started, but somehow keeps getting blamed for. In the trailer, you can see how tired he looks, like the weight of every mistake, every misunderstanding, is crushing him. And yet, he's still trying. That's what makes Nathan such a fascinating character. He doesn't run when things get hard. He tries to fix them, even when fixing them means getting hurt in the process. But this time, I'm not sure if effort will be enough. The trailer gives us a quick shot of Nathan staring at his sister with anger and disappointment, and then another of him standing alone at the ranch, looking lost. That isolation speaks volumes. He's not just fighting for Amy's trust anymore. He's fighting for his own identity, his own sense of worth. And if he loses both, I don't know how he'll recover. Lou, as always, is the firecracker in the middle of all this. The trailer makes it clear she's stepping up, ready to handle things the way she always does, head on and without hesitation. There's a seriousness in her expression we haven't seen in a while, the kind that says she's not going to let anyone hurt her family again, not even unintentionally. If she discovers more about Nathan's sister's scams, I can already picture her marching straight into that mess and dealing with it herself, and if Nathan gets caught in the middle, that's on him. Lou doesn't play games when it comes to honesty and reputation. She's been through too much to risk Heartland's name for anyone, no matter how close they are. The trailer teases her confrontation scenes, and those are going to be explosive. 2 strong personalities, 1 moral line, and a lot of buried emotions. That's a recipe for chaos, and honestly, I can't wait to see it unfold. Caleb's role in this trailer might seem small, but it carries huge weight. You can tell he's about to challenge Nathan, not out of jealousy, but out of loyalty to Amy. He's seen her break before, and he doesn't want it to happen again. The way he looks at Nathan, the way his expression hardens, it says it all. He's ready to defend Amy, even if it means stepping into dangerous territory. Caleb's always been that loyal protector. But this time his loyalty might cause more problems than solutions. Because if he crosses the line, it could make things even harder for Amy. She doesn't need more people fighting over her. She needs someone to understand her. But right now, It feels like everyone around her is either judging, defending, or misunderstanding her. No one's really listening to what she's feeling. And that's what makes this upcoming episode so emotional.